You are the king of the hot takes.
Yeah.
Apparently, you're at the Blair Witch Project. If you're watching,
I was about to say, I'm just in the back. I'm in the back of an Uber, and suddenly it's na-na-na.
Are you in Winnipeg?
No,
Okay.
I'm not.
Hey,
I will be in Regina next week for Vanier Cup, though.
How do you like these sports cage hats?
Good looking.
I like them.
Yeah.
Little Sasky
I like them. I just want to get one of those.
The commish, Esther, well, you're coming in next week. It can maybe make some magic happen here. But I call these the Morgan Wallen hats or the Riley Green. All the good-looking young country singers wear them. So, yeah, they did a good job. They're 40.
Why do I have one on?
The
then?
brand is 47 because we're old. We want to look cool.
I'm trying.
Yeah, I'm more of a Don Williams, Conway, Twitty guy myself. Arash, what are you hearing from Winnipeg? What give us your hot take. You're the king of the hot takes. Give us your hot take for the game on Sunday.
My hot take is Davis Alexander will not finish the football game. My hot take is that McLeod, Bethel Alexander will.
We got you.
Yeah,
McLeod, Bethel Thompson, not Davis Alexander. My hot take is McLeod, Bethel Thompson will finish the game, and I think keep Montreal in it, and then let's see from there. Because and Barney, I know we touched on a little bit the other day, the hamstring never goes away. The hamstring always remains a lingering thing, and you add icy field. You add everybody knows what's going on with it. You add it's been an issue all year. How is this all going to go away in a week? It won't. That's the reality of the situation. And so, yeah, I just don't see how MBT does not weigh in large in this football game on Sunday.
That actually leads me into the question I want to ask, because Corey Mace is the defensive coordinator as well for the Riders. How do you think he's going to approach this game knowing that they've got a limping quarterback? Does he change something?
It's a good question, Sharky. I'm not sure. If I'm Mace, early on, I don't. Early on, I just want to see what Davis Alexander has. What's his mobility in the pocket? Is he able to run around a little bit? Will he be capable of rolling out? How is Montreal going to deal with him? Are they going to rely on the run game a bunch early in the football game? So I think early on, Mace is like, all right, Alouettes, let's see what you got. And then you start injecting some stuff in Series 3 and 4 and 5 of the football game to really start putting pressure on Alexander and putting pressure on that Alouette defense. Because I'll tell you what, if Montreal goes to the run game early and the Riders stop the run early, then what?
Yeah. Options get small.
What? Yeah. What makes Noel Thorpe so good?
A bunch of things. I find it's amazing that Noel's been doing this for 20 years, always as a defensive coordinator. Not as a D-line coach, not as a special teams coach, hasn't even dipped or had interest in any of those. I think he's had a little bit of consideration as a head coach. Noel does the matchup game as well as anybody. He brings different pressure looks that you haven't seen before. He understands personnel incredibly well. Like, you look at a guy like Marc-Antoine Dequoy on the back end of that Alouette secondary. Noel has found a way to make him the rover. Remember, in slow pitch, you have the rover who can just run around the entire outfield and does a little bit of everything for you.
Yeah.
Like, Marc-Antoine Dequoy is your Sam linebacker. He's your free safety. He's your strong side halfback. And in a pinch, he could play corner. He can blitz. He can tackle. He can pick off this. And Noel has helped him understand, okay, this is how we're going to attack offenses. This is how we're going to match up against skilled guys. And the other thing that Thorpe does so well is he brings out the best in each player. I'll work on your strengths in the overall system of this defense. And he's done it for 20 years. It's pretty remarkable.
What's going to be needed from the Riders offense? You talked about Thorpe and what he's going to do. What is the Riders offense going to do to put Thorpe on his heels?
I mean, first of all, Sharky, they need to catch the football. Okay, I don't say that in jest. Like,
No,
these guys, like, there were too many drops the other night.
Yep.
And like, I thought in the West Final, both quarterbacks, their skilled guys let them down. The Lions had receivers dropping the football, their running back dropping the football. What the Riders need to do is get into a rhythm. They need to get in sync as the game goes on. They need to get drives going. You can't shoot yourself in the foot by doing that. I'm interested to see. I don't think that Mueller's going to try and take the top off the defense. I don't think this is going to be a scenario where you're going to go, with the deep ball. What Trevor Harris best at? 8-9 yard strikes, timing routes, over the middle, slants, that kind of thing. I think you stick to your strengths. I think you need success on first down. The more 2nd and 6 and less that you have, advantage Riders. But ultimately, you can't put the football on the ground, either incompletions or fumbles.
I found it interesting yesterday, and that's right. I think the Riders are. I think the Als are not going to play as much zone because they know Trevor Harris is going to pick that apart. He's going to find the soft spots, or he's going to try to anyway. They're going to play a lot of man, where I think we are going to get some matchups that we can go over the top on early if they're playing man on us.
Well, sure.
The other thing that Dave brought up yesterday, which was really interesting, I thought that Harris, he didn't have a lot of zip on his ball early in that game. He was shorting guys. It was really weird. Like his power level, if we're playing video games, was on low. And then he said he had to get used to the cold and how the ball felt, because the ball in that cold weather, have you ever hold on to a leather football?
It's a rock.
It's slick. It gets slick. So it's not going to be as cold in Winnipeg. But if he gets used to that ball early and they're playing man defense, I can see him going up top. But the running, for sure, any football, you got to get yards on first down.
Oh, 100%. And I'll tell you this. I think Mark Mueller is a great play caller, really good offensive coordinator, and he's going to be probably after, starting next year, in the conversation about the head coaching cycle. Okay? I want to preface with all this. But the play calling advantage in this game belongs to Jason Moss. Jason Moss, a couple of years ago when the Alouettes won the Grey Cup, called a masterclass of a game. He understands his players. And he's been there before. We always talk about championship experience with players. The poise, the calm, the not doing too much. That goes for how you call a game too.
Yeah.
I just wonder, what is Mark Mueller's heartbeat going to be during the game? What will his patience level be during the game? All of that stuff. Because it becomes so easy in a championship game. Man, we got to show that gadget play here. Man, we've worked on this all season. We've worked on this all week. We really want to catch them off guard. It's not necessarily about that. It's about sticking to who you are, what your identity is. And I just think in a game like this, when you haven't been there before, like Mueller hasn't, I think that's why it's advantage Moss.
I was going to close with this. I'm curious. I feel that we could see the mind of Mark Mueller and the plays that he's been holding close to his chest vest region
come out.
Gonna see at least one of them.
Yes, I agree. I think they're going to do some kind of razzle dazzle.
I know you're busy and all that. We didn't get a chance to talk about Huskies and Queens, but you got a prediction there?
I don't have a prediction. I just want to say this: Anton Ammonroth, the all-conference quarterback for the Huskies. What is he, 22, 23 years old, just diagnosed with lymphoma. You know, teams rally around a player, etc. Here's a young man just at the start of his adult life, playing great football, being part of a team. Who knows where, football and education, everything was taking him. You wish him the best. You always wonder how teams rally around something like that. The Huskies are going to be at home. They talked about beating the Rams, a chance to play in a Vanier Cup, a national championship in their host province. Huge opportunity up there in Saskatoon on Saturday against Queens.
Good way to wrap it up, man. I'm going to be talking Mason Nias. I recorded it. We're going to play that in a bit. All right. Travel safe wherever you're going, Arash. We'll catch up next week. Go Riders.
All right, guys. Thanks. Enjoy the game Sunday.